this is going to be a very special night.
Absolutely it is. The debate has been fierce as to who will win these awards, and tonight we finally settle it. And the MVP, it is down to the two. So who will take it out? Is it Bryce Cotton or will it be Kendrick Davis?
We cannot wait. We've got a star-studded room here at Crown in Melbourne. It's the Gazies, and it starts now.
Everybody's going out and getting as much talent as they possibly can.
Night in and night out, anybody can beat anybody.
I've never seen it like that. You're in a league right now that the standard's like this.
The whole league just did this.
This is going to be a really, really special year.
He's returned to My State Bank Arena. Doyle winds the clock down. Here is Milton, Doyle's moment.
That's why they brought him here, Andrew.
This man, Kendrick Davis, looking very comfortable in purple. Wow. Hold on to your hat.
And McGee welcomes himself to the league.
He is a one-man wrecking crew, Bryce Cotton. Same story, different jersey. 53 points. Jack McVeigh, 47 points for that man. Marshall working hard from close range. Oh, knocks it down. Right on the buzzer.
Edwards gets after it. Walker for the win. Melbourne United's undefeated streak is about to come to an end. Sydney are the streak slayers.
Bryce Cotton's return game has been historic.
It's first against second.
Adelaide 36 has stamped their authority at the top of the NBL ladder.
The Sydney Kings, they have just made a statement. The Sydney Kings are back in business.
And all of a sudden, little brother is all grown up.
He's so dangerous.
RAC Arena roars.
He's been sensational.
This is remarkable.
He's in full postseason mode.
What a story.
We could watch this all night long. A genuine contender.
This is going to be tight.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Hungry Jacks NBL26 MVP Awards. But of course, they are otherwise known at the Gazies here at the incredible Crown Palladium in Melbourne. Tonight, we present the Andrew Gaze Most Valuable Player Award, and we celebrate a season of the Hungry Jacks NBL that has had everything from the moment it begun on September 18 in Tasmania through to the final round in Perth. Incredible moments, stunning individual performances, and a finals jigsaw puzzle that wasn't complete until that final game of the season. My name's Jack Heron. It is my honour and privilege to be with you all once again, and I'm delighted to welcome my co-host for this evening, the wonderful Kelsey Brown. Put your hands together for Kelsey, everybody. What a season we've had, Kelsey. You've been to every venue once, twice, 3 times. You've seen it all.
You're right, I have been everywhere and I've seen it all this season. There's been major comebacks, there's been standout performances, and I am very excited to be here tonight to celebrate the best of the best.
And we've got a lot of celebrating that we need to do across the night. Now, the awards that are up for grabs, all of them, they've been so hotly debated.
In a time that you've been around, have you seen much discussion around awards like you have this year?
Well, I turned my notifications off about 4 weeks ago, and I think a lot of people have as well, because everyone's got an opinion on these awards.
Absolutely, they do. In my time in the NBL, I have never seen awards season discussed so hotly. I cannot wait to see who is crowned tonight. We have plenty of awards to get through.
We do. Just before we get into that, though, the theme for tonight, as I look around, is formal with a kick. Now, I must admit, I was a little bit confused, so I just went very conservative. But who's bought their A game tonight? There's a few to choose from.
Yes, I have to give a shout out to Casey Prather's hat to begin with. Jo Healy, she looks beautiful in purple. Tori Craig is probably the best dressed for the men. And I need to give a shout out to Sarah over on table 67. If you want to go and have a look at her, she is absolutely the best dressed tonight.
Table 67. Jot that one down for a little bit later on. Kelsey, early applause. Great to have you with us. Let's get things started.
Let's begin tonight with our official acknowledgement of country. Please join me in welcoming Dean Duncan.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Also a special shout out to Andrew Gaze as well, fanboy here. My name is Dean Duncan, very proud Aboriginal man of the Kamilaroi Nation. And tonight I would like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, the Woiwurrung people who join them on their sacred lands, acknowledge that this land has never been ceded, and under all the concrete, asphalt and courts that you all play on, this is and always will be Aboriginal land. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you very much, Dean. Gazy's got influence everywhere. It's incredible. We've got a full room here at the Crown Palladium, but also a big hello to everyone watching tonight from across Australia, New Zealand, and of course, around the world. We would love for you to be involved tonight by using the hashtag #TheGazies on social media. To everyone in the room, especially the players, the staff that are all preparing for finals, we appreciate you being with us and we hope that you can let your hair down tonight and have a bit of fun.
Yes, a season like this cannot be possible without our partners. So tonight we'd like to thank them for their continued support of the NBL. Firstly, a big thank you to Hungry Jacks and ESPN. Thank you to our major partners, Kmart, Bunnings Warehouse, Amy, Mitsubishi Motors, Blackmores, Dabble, Powerade and Tangerine for their involvement this season. And we'd also like to mention our profile and suppliers for their support, many of whom are in the room with us tonight. Champion, Europcar, Reebok, Paywise, Step One, Spalding and Dream Courts. Can you please put your hands together for our wonderful supporters?
And finally, best of luck to all of our award finalists tonight, including the two men who are chasing the ultimate honour, the Andrew Gaze MVP. Looking to become a 6-time MVP, Bryce Cotton from the Adelaide 36ers. And hot on his heels, last year's runner-up from the Sydney Kings, Kendrick Davis. Now to look ahead and reflect on what is to come and what has been, please welcome the NBL's Group CEO, David Stevenson.
Wow, what a room. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming along today. You know, every player in this room always thinks about the ultimate game. That game where every shot drops, every pass hits its mark, or the game slows down to a point where you know what's happening 3 plays ahead. And people have had those games this year. Jack McVeigh, 47 earlier. We can remember Bryce Cotton's 59 last year, and even the man who these awards are named after, Andrew Gaze, back in 1987, hitting 60 points. Now, remarkably, he averaged over 44 points for the entire season. But I'll give you a little bit of a sense that it's not just players who think about the ultimate game or the ultimate season. Some CEOs do a little bit too. So what would an ultimate season look like for us? Well, firstly, you'd want marquee players changing teams that just create those rivalries. You'd think about new eras being created with players coming together. You'd think about NBA legends joining our competition after playing 900 games in the NBA, winning 3 titles and an Olympic gold medal. You'd think about local heroes coming home to a warm welcome. And you think about next stars on their journey of development that hopefully will end up with them being called in the first round of the NBA draft. And also, we'd love all 10 coaches to play entertaining and passionate basketball. So please, ladies and gentlemen, join me in thanking all of our incredible players, coaches, as well as Greg and Jacob, BPA. Now, ultimate seasons also have those tentpole moments that capture the hearts and minds of the country. That started back in the pre-season with the Blitz, where we sold out every single ticket to every single game in a strong sign that Canberra is wanting an expansion team. I like that. Well done. Sprinkled a little bit of European magic for the first time ever, 2 EuroLeague teams coming out. Panathinaikos from Greece, Partizan from Serbia, to bring some of the world's best basketball. The ultimate season has to include the ultimate basketball experience, which is the NBA. And we were thrilled to be able to bring out the first ever NBA team to come to Australia, the New Orleans Pelicans, to play a couple of games here in Melbourne. We fast forwarded to January for Hoops Fest, where all 10 NBL teams, 8 WNBL teams, a grassroots tournament, Special Olympics, sneakers, music and fashion all came together for the iconic celebration of basketball called Hoops Fest. So please join me in thanking all of our government partners, particularly Visit Victoria, Tourism WA, the ACT Government and the Gold Coast Council. Now, a big part of the NBL is driven by innovation. We are always looking for new and better ways to do things, and we were thrilled this year to create the first ever in-season tournament for the NBL, the Ignite Cup presented by Disney+. So we played that on Wednesday night at the season, opening a new broadcast slot, and it culminated in a final game yesterday on the Gold Coast, where the New Zealand Breakers won one of the most incredible games that we've seen all season, and particularly the 300,000. Now, we're the only league in the world that plays open-air games, and this year we had 3 games spread across the country, creating some of these most iconic photographs. We created the court walk that allowed fans to get up close and personal with the players only minutes before the tip-off. And I'm really excited the partnership on WNBL with Robin and Victoria from Woolamai, as well as John and Matt from Basketball Australia. And I can't wait for what the future holds for WNBL. Now, storytelling is always a big part of the Ultimate season because it captures our attention. And so whether it was Indigenous Round to be able to tell the First Nations story of this country, Pride Round where we ensure that everybody feels welcome, or great club stories like Pink Hoops that the Sydney Kings and the Sydney Flames put together, they were iconic moments for our sport. So I wanted to personally thank every one of the owners, CEOs and staff from the Cairns Taipans, Brisbane Bullets, Sydney Kings, Illawarra Hawks, Melbourne United, South East Melbourne Phoenix, Tasmania Jack Jumpers, New Zealand Breakers, Adelaide 36ers and the Perth Wildcats. Thank you. Now, ultimate seasons don't happen without ultimate partners, and it always starts with us from a broadcast perspective. So we're thrilled to have Kylie Watson-Wheeler and the ESPN partnership, commercial partners like Jack Cowan and Hungry Jacks, who have been phenomenal for our sport, as well as media partners like News Corp, represented tonight by AG. So please, a round of applause for all of our commercial, broadcast and media partners. Now, fans are why we exist. That's why we've built this league, and the fans have voted with our feet this year. Yesterday was the 58th sellout of the season, 13 more than last year, which is phenomenal. We've welcomed more than 1 million fans through the gates for the 3rd year in a row. The last time we had 1 million people through the gates was back in 1994 when they had 40 more games. We've seen record growth in broadcast in all of our digital metrics, and I just want to pay a huge vote of confidence to our fans who have really embraced everything that we've done so far this season. So I'd also like to thank Larry Kesselman for your guidance and support. And Larry, I know that we've always got your back. We appreciate that. I'd also like to thank the NBL board, led by Graham Wade, our chairman, as well as all the incredible executive and staff around the NBL who worked tirelessly to deliver these incredible seasons. So yes, I do think it was the ultimate season, but it wasn't the perfect season. But the only way we are going to create the perfect season is for the 807 people in this room and the tens of thousands who are watching from home to come together as one team. One team working hard to make this sport the biggest and the best in the country. One team to innovate, push the boundaries and deliver things that have never been delivered before. and one team where all of us get to use our collective strengths to ensure that we can win together as a sport. Now that team is the ultimate team, and that team wins every game. This is our time. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. And now to our first award of the evening, the Executive of the Year. This recognises an NBL club executive who has demonstrated excellence and innovation in their off-court responsibilities, including team building, commercial growth, and cooperative practices within their organisation. To present the award, please welcome CEO Dave Stevenson. Hi, Dave. And the winner is Nick Barbado from the Adelaide 36ers. A full home slate of sold-out games, a huge commitment to community connection and membership, and a city in love with their team. It's fair to say the 36ers are flying. While it's all clicking on the court, success has also come off it through the thoughtful and strategic leadership of CEO Nick Barbado. The NBL congratulates Nick on being Executive of the Year.
Congratulations. Hey, that really was.
Congratulations to you, Nick, our first award of the night, and thoroughly deserved. Our next award belongs to the fans, who, as we know, are the beating heart of our league. Throughout the season, our incredible fans have voted in numbers for the Champion Fans MVP. To present the award, please welcome Matthew O'Keefe, the head of brand for Champion Australia and New Zealand. Matthew. And the winner is, from the Adelaide 36ers, Bryce Cotton.
Five-time MVP, a game winner, and one of the greatest to ever play, who has captured the hearts of everyone. This year's Fans MVP once again belongs to Bryce Cotton. After a high-profile move from Perth to Adelaide, Bryce has continued to defy the odds and electrify crowds wherever he plays. Congratulations to Bryce Cotton, your 2026 Fans MVP winner.
Well done to you, Bryce. And I just wonder whether that's the last time tonight that we see Bryce Cotton on the stage. Let's head over to Kelsey now, who's got one of the finalists for the Coach of the Year, Brian Goorjian.
I do, Gorge. You've got a massive coaching career. It's very illustrious. You've done plenty in your time. But this season, you are currently regular season champions. Where does this one rank for you in terms of your seasons?
Probably one of the best. I think in my time in coaching, I've always had the ability to get an early start and have a great opening. And usually with that, if you falter a little bit, it's, oh, you're struggling a little bit, but you're a good team. This year we had a slow start last year, came out of the blocks real slow, and there was a lot of negativity all around the group. And to overcome that and end up top of the ladder was something I look back over the course of time. It was probably the toughest one, and in turn makes it one of the best groups of men I've been associated with in my time in coaching here.
So, yes, round of applause. So, we'd all love a little bit of an insight then. You cast your mind back to round 6, you're 3 and 5. You're talking about all of the pressure that's mounting. What is the turning point? What happens inside the four walls?
I thought the biggest turning point for us was playing Tasmania and going through that situation that I talked about and being 16 up and we touched a lot of good bases together. And this game was the game, and they came back and beat us at the buzzer. And I remember I have a mentor saying, when we started this season, you're going to deal with disappointment, make disappointment your friend, growth will come from disappointment. And that loss, I just remember individual meetings with Xavier, with Kendrick, with Deli, the tightening of the group, and the closeness of the group through the negativity. We came out of that thing and got on a roll, but it was a blessing in disguise.
Let's talk about one of your stars, Kendrick Davis. He's up for the big gong tonight. He's just recently spoken about you as a father figure and as someone who has stepped into the role of father over here in Australia. For you, where does that sit? Is that a nice thing to hear, but also is it where you thought that you would end up with someone like Kendrick?
I was, there was a lot of talk about Kendrick before he came to us. And I have a very close friend in David Patrick. And he said to me, Coach, if you have an opportunity to get Kendrick, go there. And we spent some time in Las Vegas together and developed a bond there. And I can just say to you that I've been in this game a long time and never had a better human being. And I think that's more important than the basketball. And then the basketball, just what he's done for our team and for Sydney basketball and for the NBL. I just think, you know, Sydney, you know, I come from America. You got the Lakers, you got the New York Knicks, Sydney. We need to have this going to have a great league. And he brings people into the stadium. And I walk into the gym every day and I look around and see him, and it just gives me energy and joy. So congratulations to the winner tonight, Bryce, but really happy for Kendrick.
Can we give a round of applause to Gorge and his mention of Kendrick Davis? Gorge, you're always very generous with your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Gorge has been at the helm of 6 championships, and his Sydney Kings will feature heavily in the playoffs to come. But let's take a look at what we've got coming up.
Finals aren't won with the volume down. They're won in moments that shake the floor.
When the crowd roars. And the game is back. Right on the buzzer. They won the game. And that's where the building lives.
Crowd, bring it.
Players answer.
No volume, no ring.
It's the NBL26 final. It's time to play it louder. Oh, that's just a little sample of what's to come from March the 4th, the play-in series, and then we load up for an incredible postseason to crown our NBL26 champions. Hard work, dedication, and the pursuit of excellence always shows up on court. And with a league full of athletes passionate about their craft, it's no doubt one of the most competitive awards to win tonight is the Most Improved Player. To present the award, please welcome 1991 NBL Most Improved Player, Andrew Parkinson. Let's take a look at our finalists.
Sam Menenga, New Zealand Breakers. Flynn Cameron, Adelaide 36ers. Makwatch Malawatch, Sydney Kings.
And the winner of the Most Improved Player is Flynn Cameron from the Adelaide 36ers.
Through hard work, consistency, and a breakout year that turned heads across the competition, this year's Most Improved Player is Adelaide 36ers guard Flynn Cameron. From rising prospect at United to becoming a key contributor with a championship contender, his rapid rise has been nothing short of outstanding. Congratulations, Flynn Cameron.
Well, that was a popular one. Well done, Flynn. Congratulations. The connection between players and the community is a huge part of what makes our league so special. The NBL and its clubs have always been committed to giving back, and the work our players do in the community is second to none. The Game Time by Kmart Award recognises a player who has made significant impact off the court. So to present the award, please welcome Rennie Freer, the General Manager of Marketing at Kmart. And our winner from Melbourne United, Melith Machar.
Awarded to the player who has made a difference in schools and the local community through the Game Time by Kmart program. This season's recipient is Melith Machar from Melbourne United. Through leadership, connection, and inspiring the next generation, Melith has truly embodied what this program is all about. Congratulations to Melith Machar.
Wonderful award. There was a lot of nominees in the room tonight from our team, so congratulations to all of our players and to Melith for winning the Kmart A Game Time Award. Let's head back over to Kelsey. She's got one of the MVP finalists in Kendrick Davis.
I do. Katie, I thought it was only fitting that we talked to you after Brian Goorjian gave you such a glowing speech. I now want to give you the floor. What do you have to say about Brian Goorjian? Repay the favour?
Yeah, yeah, he's like a father figure to me. Believed in me. Took time out with me. So yeah, I don't have a dad, so he's like my second dad.
I want to ask you about what he said, one of the best human beings that he's come across. How does that sit with you? That must feel nice after the start to NBL that you had.
It feel good, but I knew who I were from the get-go. It just feel good that it's positive energy around me now. So yeah, I just stay true to who I am, and it's somebody for everybody. So we was a match made in heaven.
One of the biggest reasons that you made the move from Adelaide to the Sydney Kings was also to link up with the likes of Xavier Cooks and Matthew Dellavedova. Can you talk to me about the impact on you now involved with the Kings?
Man, I can go on and on. This is X-Team. Like I tell everybody, this X-Team, when we started 3-5, the daily effect came on us, like the positivity, uplifting everybody. Yeah, day in, day out, I learned something new from them too every day. I became a better human being from both of them, so they like my big brothers.
Lastly, you're up for the big gong with Bryce Cotton. Now, we know that since you've come into this league, you've had massive respect for that guy, and you sit on the other side of the court sometimes. Can you talk us through a matchup with Bryce Cotton? What's it like to come up against him at the moment?
I want to bust his ass every chance I get. Nah, the respect is there. I grew up watching him. To be honest, MVP wasn't on my goal this year. It was just being part of a brotherhood, a family, trying to show that I can win at the highest level. But it feels nice, but yeah, every time I play him, I'm trying to bust his ass.
We can't wait to hopefully see that in the playoffs. All the best for the rest of the evening, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jack, back to you to celebrate some milestones.
Yes, from father figures to busting his ass, we had a little bit of everything there. Over the course of this season, we've celebrated some superb individual milestones. So let's take an opportunity now to recognise some of these.
Jack McVeigh, 200 games. Wani Swakala-Bullock, 200 games. Fabian Krislovic, 200 games. Finn Delaney, 200 games. Sunday Detch, 200 games. Nathan Sobey, 300 games. Chris Golding, 500 games. Michael Aylen, 950 games. Ken Widgeon and Mark Mill, 100 games. Nico Fernandez and Ruben Woolcock, 200 games. Vaughn Mabry, 900 games.
Congratulations to everyone for those achievements. We're about to take a short break while the main course is served, but still to come, we'll crown our all NBL teams, announce the coach and defender of the year, and of course, the one you're all waiting for, who will be our MVP for NBL26. Please enjoy, and we will be back with you shortly.
Hello and welcome to NBL Overtime from wherever around the country you are watching. As we hear the giggles to my left, it is either we wear the sunglasses today or we look down the barrel in constant tears.
Oh, here he is. Oh, boy. Oh, no, do it like that. What? No. That is extraordinary.
I just gotta let you know, man, you gotta put some respect on my name.
Come on, coach.
Let me tell you something, Quack. At the end of the day, bro, next time you drop a mic at somebody that has less talent.
I hate to break it to you, man, I never could.
Oh, Pete's just fallen off his chair.
And 3.8 seconds, you can get a lot done in that amount of time as well.
Tell me about it. Certainly can. 95-90, the New Zealand Breakers lead the Sydney Kings.
Oh, these towels are nasty and sweaty. Oh my gosh.
That's better. There, boy. Against most guards. So coach, they got to find a way to guard him.
Absolutely, they need to find a way to guard him. When they look, if you can't guard him.
12 days of Christmas. You're welcome.
Oh, Derek Rucker, very good. And then the little single at the end, Drewy, you're welcome.
What a finish to this game. Talk about BJC, the president of the Little Big Man Society.
And he is out of there. And I'll tell you what, damn.
Oh, here we go.
Take a look at the two-time NBL champion.
Don't you even say whose hand's that? Whose hand's that?
What about me?
Aisha said no. I want no part of that.
Tell them to go to hell. Okay.
Right, Derek?
Oh, yeah, get the Derek cards.
Oh, are you in? Sorry, I thought you were talking to me.
Now, take that.
Oh, you Hall of Famed him. You Hall of Famed him. Welcome back to the Gazies Way. Everyone enjoys their main course. Well, we're going to be here working because we've got plenty to talk about. Damon Lowry, Derek Rucker. It's always a fun night. And I tell you what, it seems to get bigger and bigger every single year, whether it's the capacity in the room, all the shenanigans we put on. But so far, very early in the night, how are you enjoying it?
Oh, this is awesome. I mean, Melbourne, obviously, the weather's fantastic.
Really?
That's the best thing. So far,
Today was, yesterday no good.
So far, Melbourne today has turned on the weather great.
Obviously, we're in a beautiful venue, Crown Palladium, great stuff. I'm already up a couple of dollars on the blackjack table. I'm feeling good about myself. And yeah, and now we got the celebration of all these amazing athletes and teams, so this is awesome.
The energy's great. Like, I love the vibe in here. There's always a little bit of a different way that we kind of perceive these based on what the ultimate award is. And tonight, we've got two guys. This is about two guys, basically. Sure, we respect all the other award winners, but it comes down to Bryce or KD. Everybody's got a different perspective. I've got mine. I lodged my vote 5 minutes after I was sent the email to submit it. I'm just really excited and full of anticipation for that announcement.
Now let's also clear that up, because Brian Gorge, and we know Gorge, he loves to chat. And if you ask him one question, it could go for an hour. But what he was referring to when he said that was Bryce Cotton just winning the fans MVP. Because
Keyword.
Nobody knows, not even the hosts know right now. It's going to come down to it very close, because as we've said, Bryce Cotton and Kendrick Davis splitting hairs. Maybe we get our third tie in the history of the NBL, I'm not sure. But plenty to talk about in the room, plenty to talk about the awards. But I want to quickly just wrap up yesterday, which is the Ignite Cup final, right? Dave Stevenson spoke about it. An overwhelming success. We'll get to you because you were up there, you got to see it. Ruck, what did you think about it watching?
I was sitting poolside at the gym I go to in Brisbane, and I had a great opportunity to watch the whole thing. And first of all, let's go from the top. Felix, Pools, and Leonard were brilliant. You guys were great. And then the in-game crew with you, Jack, and Ariana. I thought the presentation and everything you guys did made it a tremendous game. But then when they came out and made 10 buckets in a row, 10 in a row from both teams, you could see everybody was ready to go. And the game far exceeded anything that I'd anticipated. It was high scoring. I think it was everything that the NBL marketing people wanted from a championship game in the Ignite Cup.
And I'll tell you what, PJC might have been MVP of the game, but Leonard Copeland was the MVP of the Gold Coast. And the reason he's wearing sunglasses is because it's the best for absolutely everybody right now. And that cup, by the way, the cup with the 2 lightning bolts New Zealand breakers, that would have seen some stuff over the last 24 hours, because I heard Alex McNaught try to get into a venue with the check, and they said, hey, you can't flaunt that everywhere.
You can't bring cardboard in here.
And he was like, come on now, I'm going to flaunt this $300K.
Yeah. Alex McNaught, what a character. And look, the whole spectacle, the Gold Coast, right? Again, great weather for a start. Great venue. It was packed out. Everybody in the Gold Coast, they don't have a dog in the fight, right? So why are they showing up? Because they love basketball. So everybody was there to watch 2 good teams. Now, one team is trying to win a championship. Adelaide 36. The other team is out. But you wouldn't have known by watching that game. Them 2 teams, they match up very well with each other. New Zealand lost a couple of heartbreakers to the Adelaide 36ers, and I think they wanted some revenge, and they got it.
But what I loved was there were some great individual performances. And you know who really made my basketball soul feel full? Isaiah Brockington.
Yeah.
To see that full cycle that he's gone through from the Blitz. He was MVP of the Blitz to looking like by around late November, early December, maybe he's on QF something, going back to LA, but then he found something. And right now, I have him as probably finishing the season one of the top 7 import players with a lot of hope as to what he can do if the Breakers bring him back.
And again, understanding the league the second time around, I think definitely helps that. But hey, as our good friend Corey Homicide Williams used to say, rest in peace to him, is the yesterday's price is not today's price.
Different price, bro.
He has proven now that he is worth the price of admission. Let's talk about the game. You mentioned the hot start. We could sense it from the moment we were talking to the players on the floor. It meant something more. And anytime you put money on the line, we can get that. I think every Wednesday night, Leonard was talking about it a lot. I'm not sure it meant a whole lot throughout the season because those games counted towards the regular season. But we knew yesterday, just talking around the venue, it was going to boil over. And it did. To be fair, we saw Sam Mendenga and Flynn Cameron barking at each other. 2 fellow countrymen. That's what it meant to win $300K.
And I saw Isaiah Brockington chirping with Bryce Cotton. And like, I initially thought, everybody's going to try to be too cool for school. Yeah, let's just go out here, go through the motions. But I knew over time, the closer it got, this is $300,000. And I don't care where you are on the economic ladder, you can always find a way to spend your cut of $300K. And then once that game heated up there, they went full at each other, hammer and tong, bucket for bucket, blows was being exchanged. It was a heavyweight fight.
Well, you had PJC and Bryce Cotton really playing high-level basketball. And PJC, arguably, saved his best game for last. He won that game down the stretch. Obviously, his teammates were very good also. But Parker Jackson Cartwright showed you why. He's a potential first-team all-NBL type guy. And he's such a pleasure to watch when he's in that type of form. And I just thought, where do they go from here? I'm bringing Coach Kopp back, too.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. 100%. I'm about to go to Kopp's table in a minute and have a nice old finished chat with my man, but he got to come back here.
Oh, I've already spoke to Coach Kopp. Trust me, he's in no state to talk. They're still riding off from the Gold Coast. What I will say is we know we put on a good show here at the Gazeys. Out of my peripherals was a woman being thrown in the air. It's happening again. I thought we were in trouble.
What is going on?
Was coming through the stage. One thing, Ruck, we mentioned on overtime just before the Gazeys started. You didn't get a chance to say, so I want to ask you, what would you change or improve on for the Ignite Cup next year? There's an obvious one I think we can all say, the money's got to go up. But what would you add?
I think I would like to see in-venue double headers in the same venue.
Okay.
So instead of swapping around, and then you could bring you guys, the three, you, Felix, and Coach, you could be at the venue hosting maybe every other round. It doesn't have to be an every round thing, but I think something like that would be cool. We keep coming up with initiatives where everyone scratches their head at first and there's some negativity, oh, it's not going to work. And then by the end of it, we're like, that was pretty damn cool. Last year, the summer shootout, everybody's like, oh, teams, that wound up being very exciting. And the Ignite Cup has exceeded all my expectations.
We had something on overtime, and you wouldn't get to watch it because you were here, but Damon came up with the first part. I kind of just backed on the end of it, but if we have called the Ignite Festival, Ignite Cup Festival starting on a Friday where the top 4 teams play each other, and the 2 winning teams of that, so 1v4, 2v3, will then play on the final on Sunday. And in between, we have a what?
We got the three-point shootout.
Yes.
And we got the dunk contest. Because we watched Colin Davidson pull off, if not the best dunk of the season, top 2. And then we got Zion Cheatham on the other end with his upper body above the rim. And I was sitting there calling it with Jack Heverin, and Casey Prather was behind me. And Casey's sitting there, we having a little chat off air going, who would win a dunk contest? I would say you bring in 4 of the high-flyingest dudes in the league, maybe bring in an international professional dunker, and make it an absolutely Ignite Cup 3-day extravaganza.
The thing about the Davidson dunk, though, was it wasn't a breakaway. He got which bodies? He got Cheatham
and Humphries.
That's a big-time dunk.
So that's our pitch. We've just gone and pitched that. I mean, Dave and Larry are here, so we'll go and talk to them later. But that's the Ignite Cup. That's done and dusted. We'll talk about the awards with the MVP coming up, which is the major award. But let's talk about the play-in tournament. We've got the FIBA break now, and then we get straight into the play-in tournament. Let's start with the first 2 games. And we'll start...
Oh, Lord.
Which game do you want to start with?
Let's start with the first one.
Let's go in order.
First one.
We'll go with the first one. So we'll go with the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix and the Perth Wildcats, which will be next Wednesday. And I tell you what, this is going to be a whole lot of fun because, as Damon Lowry likes to say, styles make fights.
Okay, Damon. Perth have beaten Southeast Melbourne the past 2 times, but Southeast Melbourne are a better basketball team. Who gets this one? What matters more?
Yeah, okay. First of all, are they a better basketball team? On the latter, yes. Is Southeast Melbourne Phoenix's best better than Perth's best? We will find out. Now, I was in the venue when Southeast Melbourne Phoenix came from behind to beat Perth. John Brown III hit the game-winning bucket, the mid-range J, and then I saw them here in the heartland in Melbourne. I saw Perth get the dub. I'm thinking, oh, man, this game, that series, that's a 50-50 coin toss for mine. JLA, Jordan Hunter. Christian Doolittle, John Brown III. The matchups across the board. Whoever loses this series, whoever loses that game, they the ones got the easy kind of road, easy in quotation marks. But I feel like that could go either way.
Well, Pete, that sets us up.
You say lose that game, they've got the easier road. Not necessarily, because you'd have to go and play either Melbourne or Tasmania.
Let's get into it, Pete.
And then you'd play the Sydney Kings. That is not the easiest path right now, my friend. I'm telling you that. So that's the other play-in qualifier, Melbourne and Tasmania. So there is the winners. Out of the Phoenix and Perth are going to go and play Adelaide. Holding on that thought, I think that's added even more motivation and spice to the matchup on Wednesday, the first game, the seeding qualifier.
because Adelaide have stumbled to the finish line. And I know some of the fans might not agree with it completely. They can win a championship. Yes, they've got enough talent to do that, but it hasn't been pretty to watch, and then we got exposed a little bit in the Ignite Cup as well. So do you think because of that, you would much rather play Adelaide, that this game means even more?
Oh, no doubt. You want to get this one, especially if you are the Perth Wildcats. Yeah. I think they have the most to gain by winning that game against Southeast Melbourne. Southeast Melbourne get another hit at it, and I think they're going to be fine either way. But that first one, Pete, are we going to discuss that Melbourne-Tasmania situation?
Before.
Yes, hit me.
Who is fearing Adelaide right now? Does Perth or Southeast Melbourne Phoenix actually fear the 36ers?
I don't think you fear them as a collective, but you fear Bryce Cotton.
Always.
That's fair. That's fair.
Always.
To be honest, I think they fear themselves right now because they were one of the hottest teams in the comp. At 3 months ago, we were saying, well, we can pencil the Adelaide 36ers into a championship series, and now they've got to go about it in a little bit of a harder route. Melbourne and Tasmania. You want to talk about it, Ruck? The history of these two teams in a short amount of time. John Cain Arena, Tasmania Jack Jumpers and Melbourne United. When you just think of that, if someone asked you that regardless of the roster, who's going to win that? You'd have to say Tassie based on what we've seen in recent history. But Melbourne got a throwdown win right before the fever break.
They did, and that's kind of changed the way I look at this game between Melbourne and Tasmania. I've been waiting for Melbourne to come through with a big victory. They did, and they got it against a very good basketball team. But if you think Melbourne are going to beat Tasmania by 10 points or more, I say you might want to rethink your handicapping skills. Because Tasmania gets some time now, and you know what it does? It gives that genius of a head coach they got time to get in the lab. He's here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't look like he's present.
Oh, yeah.
He's thinking about that damn game. He's scheming. While everybody else is thinking, oh, this is a great night. I want to go out and say hello to this person. Scott Roth is locked in at his table thinking about how he's going to beat Melbourne United.
Let me put this one to you. Okay, so Melbourne United, 9-0 to start the season.
Correct.
I mean, no one said anything outlandish.
Nobody went crazy thinking they was going to go undefeated for the calendar year. That
Nobody
was
said they were the 96 Bulls.
That was ridiculous. But since then, they have stumbled. But in that Southeast Melbourne Phoenix win, I saw something, Derek, that I have not seen all season. I saw 3 imports just go like this. To hell with it.
Yep.
Dane Vickerman's trying to do his whole, let's do it. And them 3 imports goes, no. Tyson Walker said, I'm better than you. I'm about to go one-on-one. Milton Doyle, who comes off the bench now, choice of his own. He said, when I get out there, I'm the microwave. I'm getting buckets. It is a different ethos, I feel like. It's a different way they're going about it. Dean's got to step back and let the imports go buck wild.
Let me tell you something also about Dean Vickerman. We know he had the appendectomy. He had to spend some time in the hospital. I felt, and this is just gut, I actually mentioned this to Dean to his face earlier. I said it looked like you are revitalized. You've been invigorated with a few days away from the vacuum of Melbourne United. It provides clarity sometimes when you have to step out and look at what's going on. And I thought that was key to that victory by Melbourne United in the throwdown also.
But what could be the other side of that is having this big break now between a big win over the throwdown where they'd feel good about themselves, guys found their form, to now having to wait in a Tasmania team that won't fear them. They will not fear them. It is a free swing from a Tasmania perspective. They've still got a whole lot of talent. I think we can all agree with the horrible luck of injuries they've had. If they do beat Melbourne United, their run will probably end very shortly after. They're not going to be able to win a championship this year with all the injuries they have.
Hey, Damon, you know who's never been able to check Majuk Deng? Who? Melbourne United.
Not at all. Not even a little bit. We saw Majuk Deng's heroics in the championship series 2 seasons ago. And also, I feel like with Tiger Campbell, he's a lead point guard, a steady guy. He's the American version, import version of Sean McDonald, who Scott Roth trusts. He likes to guard, there's low maintenance, can run the offense and take care of the basketball. That's who Tiger Campbell is. But now you got to say, well, okay, where's the offense come from? David Johnson, who is the owner of one of the best jump shots in the league. Yeah. We've already seen him explode once. I feel like he's got another one in him. He's capable because now without Bryce Hamilton there, without Will Magnay there, he's got to take more shots. And then the double-double machine, Pete, Josh Bannon, who I got on my second team All-NBL.
Yeah.
I don't know if the punters do, but Josh Bannon, you can count on him to show up every game.
Yeah, I think in Tasmania, one thing about them that we all admire is they never beat themselves. But if they're going to do it, we mentioned the imports, they're going to have to slow down this man, and that is Chris Goulding. You talk about big games, big performances. Chris Goulding, built for moments like this. Nick Marshall also loves these opportunities. How important is he, regardless of how well Milton Doyle's playing, Tyson Walker, when you've got a do-or-die game? It is one game. If you lose, your season is done. Normally, he has something special to say about that.
Well, I think his role has changed in this sense, Pete. Now he can get done in 7 or 8 minutes what he used to do over the course of 35 minutes. And because of the players with him on the team, I think that can have the same impact. So I don't think Melbourne United can advance deep into the postseason with a quiet Chris Goulding.
Yeah, no, they need CG firing. And who steps up bigger? Who loves the bright lights in the big stage like Chris Goulding? John Cain Arena,
yeah.
I call it the Coliseum, and I call Chris the Gladiator. He loves it. Now, his minutes tend to decrease because Tanner Krebs is playing some good basketball. Can you have them both on the floor at the same time? In passages. But you got Milton Doyle and you got Tyson Walker. There's a lot of guards out there. I think the key to Melbourne United is Jesse Edwards and Fabian Kristovic.
Fair.
Because when Jesse Edwards inevitably picks up 2 early fouls, Fab Kristovic is the guy who has to come out there and play the 5 spot, play hard-nosed D and get buckets.
The other thing that would help them tremendously, Pete, if Finn Delaney could knock down just enough three-pointers. He doesn't have to shoot 50% from the 3. 1 out of 3 per game, 2 out of 5, anything like that would help United tremendously.
Either that or keep Majuk Deng to 12 points. Because that is a tough assignment to do. Because Majuk Deng, when he feels good, loves John Cain Arena. Jason Kadee here somewhere. Trust me, when there's an open bar, Jason Kadee is going to be there. And he is someone who just loved playing in John Cain Arena. Best part about just being a little bit of a host here is I don't have to make picks. So let's have a look at those 2 games, right? We're going to start with the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix and the Perth Wildcats, Wednesday, March 4th, and we are just continuing to count down the days. So, fellas, who wins, and a very short summary why?
I think Southeast Melbourne Phoenix wins because they're at home for a start. Second, they just came off of a very disappointing loss. Right now, Josh King is scratching his hair out thinking, how are we not playing defense like I thought we were constructed to do? I feel like they're going to bounce back. Look at their preparation, a loss. Whereas Perth Wildcats, Derek, their preparation was an easy win against Adelaide, who didn't even have Bryce Cotton.
Yeah.
So I feel like Perth knows we got the second chance. We lose, we're just going to go over here and take care of Melbourne United or Tassie. I'm tipping Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, but not by much, but by about maybe 12.
I think that's a lot in the
playoffs. That's a lot.
That's a lot. Okay, well, I'm going to go with Southeast Melbourne as well, but only because of the fact I think it's extremely difficult, almost impossible, to beat the same team 3 times in a row. And I just don't feel Perth will bring the required urgency knowing they have a second chance. They'll go back to Perth to play that deciding game, in my opinion, against Melbourne United, who get over Tasmania in the second game of the play-in tournament. That's how I see it.
So what's the margin?
Southeast Melbourne over Perth by about 6 or 7.
Well, I'm going to make a pick because I picked the Perth Wildcats to win it all at the start of the season. I think the Perth Wildcats are going to win this game.
Well, you don't have to go with them. They can still get through the back door.
No, because I think that they have travelled. I think they've travelled. Right. They've gone on the road. They've managed to win some big games. I think they match up very well with their style against the Phoenix. We have not seen the best Phoenix defense in a very long time. Long time. So I think the Wildcats get this, and then they go and play Adelaide, which they would absolutely love, in the theatre all around that. So I'm going to pick that. You think Melbourne United beat Tassie?
Melbourne United gets Tassie, but I feel like it's going to be close. It's going to be in single figures because, like we said earlier, Scott Roth and the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers, they have a formula. They don't beat themselves, and they get up for big games in John Cain Arena. So I feel like that's going to be a close one.
And then the reason why we continue to bring up how important it is, because you want to play Adelaide right now. The team you do not want to play, the purple and gold, are the Sydney Kings. When you talk about winning a championship, there has to be luck involved. You need to be lucky in terms of the injuries at the right time, going out there and signing the right piece. They got that with Torrey Craig after Bull Quoll went down. The Sydney Kings are flying right now. You talk about just everything clicking, led by Kendrick Davis, who is a genuine superstar. I've said this on Overtime a couple of weeks ago. We continue to talk about it. You have to beat this team twice in the semi-final series and potentially 3 times if you want to be a champion. I think it's somewhat doable, but it's not going to be easy.
No disrespect to any team that may play them in that semifinal round, but if they get one, if that team beats Sydney one time, that's almost like winning. You can go home on your vacation, feel good about yourself, just knowing you played against a superior outfit who has such tremendous depth. Look how many players they don't even have playing right now.
It's crazy. Look at this, right? They're 3-5, Sydney Kings.
Yep.
Bull Quad is in contention for Defensive Player of the Year. They go to Adelaide and beat Adelaide. Bull Quad was magnificent, held Bryce Cotton to 7 points. Bull goes down with a season-ending ACL injury. You think, oh, no. Brian was going to stick with 2 imports the whole year. What happens? Torrey Craig comes in. You talk about luck. Torrey Craig comes in. He's 10 times better than the Torrey Craig we saw when he was here in the NBL. So now he gets acclimated. Xavier Cooks, who was having some mojo issues, he gets rejuvenated. Now all of a sudden he's back.
Right.
Matthew Dellavedova had a concussion, missed a couple of games, but it's the underlying thing for me. It's how Kendrick Davis talks about Brian Goorjian. It's how Brian Goorjian talks about Kendrick Davis. When you call somebody a father figure, do you know how powerful that is? Kendrick Davis has set this whole building on fire for Brian Goorjian right now. So I'm putting all my faith in that relationship, and I can't see nobody beating them.
It's a fair point, and I tell you what, the point of every part of them is clicking. I think the versatility is a key. They are so versatile. You can play Torrey Craig and Xavier Cooks at the 4 and the 5, switch everything. Hopefully Jalen Galloway can get back for their sake. They go super deep into their roster. And if for some reason everyone's just having an off night, well, you sub in Kuat Noy and say, hey, can you try and spark something and get everybody going? So the Sydney Kings are flying. They finished the season on top. Everyone's saying they're the team to beat. The Adelaide 36ers, who I spoke about, fell short yesterday against the New Zealand Breakers, but it's been a tough, month and a half. January wasn't nice to them. They won the games they were supposed to, lost the games that many thought were the games of the season. Ruck, if you can pinpoint it, it might be hard to do it. What's changed? Where has it all gone wrong? Knowing that they are still more than capable of winning a championship.
Pete, they had worked their way into the top 4 with respect to defensive rating. They are outside the top 4 now, and they just don't look capable of generating stop after stop. They can't get those 3 stops in a row, AKA kills, and it's making it very difficult on them offensively. Now, they scored a bunch of points yesterday. That was that type of game. It was free-flowing. We're probably not going to see a lot of those games in the postseason. Half-court offense, consistent defensive stops, looking after the basketball. If the Sixers can do that, and with their defensive scheme, I think they got to junk it up a little bit, play more conservative. Don't be out there pressuring the ball so much. I don't think they have the players that are capable of playing that style of basketball.
Do they have that defensive identity in them somewhere? Do they?
No, I don't think they do. Yeah. Their best defensive player is who? We don't know who their best. Matt Kenyon, but Matt Kenyon's probably not going to play.
As well.
Zion Cheatham will clean the defensive glass beautifully, but Matt Kenyon is probably a best perimeter player, defensive player, but he's not going to play probably more than 10 minutes with all due respect. I feel like the key to that team is Nick Rakocevic. Isaac Humphries, he goes like this, Isaac Humphries. His best is really good, but he can go also very quiet. But Nick Rakocevic, you know what you're going to give him. He's going to walk the line.
I love it. And you don't have to walk the line. Go over the line. Put somebody in their mouth if you have to.
Hey, Terry Taylor's here somewhere. You don't have to say that, please.
I haven't always spoken kindly about Terry Taylor, so y'all better watch my back.
No. You ain't got to worry about Nick Rakocevic. And that's all in the finals, right? Bryce-centric. As we always know, eventually they gravitate towards. I feel like in a series, teams tend to restrict Bryce more. And who's going to step up? Now, they went and got John Jenkins. They sent Troy Brown Jr. home. Bring in John Jenkins. He hasn't been overwhelming. He's only been here for a little while. They're going to need buckets. But I feel like, Derek, their best, they're too small.
Yeah, and the other thing is Flynn Cameron's been off the boil the past few rounds. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's a bit of fatigue. This is his first real full season as a high-impact professional. There is a wall that some players hit. It looks like he's hit that wall, but now he's got to find a way to push through it.
We're getting closer to restarting the awards. Everyone's just finishing up the main course, but we're here for one reason, and that is the Andrew Gaze MVP, Bryce Cotton, Kendrick Davis. Now, Ruck, you can probably only talk about their seasons because we know you have a vote. As an MVP winner, you rightly have a vote. So we'll start with you, Damon. If I had to pick, that's a handsome man on the left there. If I had to pick, because people are making me get off the fence.
Right.
Firstly, I'd be more than happy with a tied MVP. I really would, and I'm happy to say that. But by the hair on Derek Rucker's head, I've got Bryce Cotton.
Now, obviously, Peter Hooley, if you already don't know, he risked his life every day by teetering on a fence. If he fell off that fence, he'd break every bone in his body. For me, the MVP is clear-cut for me because I value winning. Everybody is subjective. Everybody has their own belief system.
Yep.
My belief system is best player, best team. And then if you want to really split hairs, I would then go to head-to-head matchups. Adelaide 36ers played Sydney Kings 4 times. Adelaide lost 3 of them. In those 3 losses, Kendrick outscored Bryce. For me, that's it. Kendrick Davis, MVP.
This is a tough one, and it's the closest one I've seen in decades. And if you look at it, what it has done has made us all review what we value in an MVP. What are the subjective traits of an MVP? And right now, I think Kendrick right now is playing the best basketball in the league. Does that mean the system will reward him with the MVP? I'm not sure that it will. I think Cotton wins it.
But do you think Cotton is the MVP, not if you think he'll win it?
I think Bryce Cotton is the MVP this year.
Okay.
Okay, well, there we go. I mean, it's going to be fascinating. He's not okay with a shared award. I am.
Not at
because
all.
I said you do not need to come with a strong argument. You do not. You could give me the reason, a very simple reason Kendrick Davis deserves it, and I will say I 100%. I think it's the one year we can say that neither of them deserve to lose it.
No, not at all. And let me tell you, if Kendrick Davis stays in this league another 6 seasons, he's winning a minimum of 2 MVPs.
But why, though? If he can't win it this year, why is he going to win it?
Well, he's got youth on his side. He's got youth on his side.
Yeah, but like he took his team to top of the ladder.
Yes.
So what else he got to do? He's going to...
Hey, sometimes it's just not your year yet.
Hey, it's a lot of Bryce love, which is understandable.
Right.
But there's no way that if Kendrick loses this one, I'm like this. The system needs to be seriously reviewed. And if it's a tie, I will yell out shenanigans at the top of my lungs.
We can have a Damon v. Derek episode to talk it out.
Hey, we'll get there. And I tell you what, we can talk underwater, and nobody wants to hear from us clowns anymore because we've got some awards to give away. We're getting closer to the MVP. We'll find out very soon. Back to you, Jack.
Welcome back, and for those of you who are in the room, hopefully you enjoyed your main meal and the chance to get around and catch up as well. For those of you here, we'd ask that you kindly take your seats, and of course, for those at home, don't forget to give us your thoughts as well using the hashtag #TheGazies on social media. We've still got all of our major awards to come, including the MVP, which we are all waiting to find out. Let's continue celebrating the best of the best. And there is no denying that the NBL is an incubator for some of the best talent from Australia, New Zealand, and of course from around the world. Our next award celebrates the future and the players demonstrating excellence well beyond their years. The Step 1 Next Gen Award recognises the best young player of this season. And to present the award, please welcome Edward Whitehouse, the MVP of the NBL Step 1 Rising Stars program. Let's take a look at our finalists.
Grim Lopez, New Zealand Breakers. Owen Foxwell, Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Sam Menenga, New Zealand Breakers.
And your winner is Sam Menenga from the New Zealand Breakers.
This season has been one big statement for 24-year-old Sam Menenga, averaging career highs in points, rebounds, assists, blocks and steals. If he's not going to work on the block, Menenga is knocking down threes. A future as bright as anyone's with his maturity, work ethic and rapidly refined skill set. Congratulations to Next Generation Award winner, Sam Menenga.
Well done to you, Sam. He got away before he could make a speech. Kelsey, however, though, has been on the move. She's out and about. She's got another very special guest with her. Kels?
Yes, Jack, thank you so much. I'm here with AJ Ogilvy. AJ, thank you so much for your time. I think it's a very important conversation for us to have, a big moment this year in the league's Pride round. Can you give us some insight as to why it was so important for you to share your story and continue the visibility in the league?
Yeah, I'm conscious of not taking up too much time because I know these can be quite, lefty. But it is important to acknowledge that everyone in the room, the NBL, is really creating a difference because, as a young kid, I didn't see a way to be myself and play in the NBL. So that representation and the Pride round is just so important.
The impact of Isaac Humphries cannot be understated in this conversation as well. What impact has he had on you in regards to this conversation as well?
Yeah, it was massive. I couldn't have done what Isaac did. It took someone of his personality to step forward and create the change. And you look how quickly it's changed. It's 3 years since Isaac came out, and now we're celebrating Pride Round, and I'm able to come up here and have this conversation and bring my husband to an awards dinner, which he hasn't been to before. So.
We absolutely love the work that you and Isaac are doing. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, nothing else I'd like to say. I've been in these seats and prayed for these speeches to end, so I'm going to give you all a bit of time back and get off the stage. But yeah, I'm just so happy to be here and glad that the NBL is doing such a great job of representing and enabling our community.
Thank you so much for your time, AJ. Can you put your hands together for AJ? And Jack, we've got the Sixth Man of the Year award.
We most certainly do. Next man up is the Sixth Man of the Year. Now, where is Leonard Copeland? He's somewhere in this room right now, Leonard Copeland.
Hiding from the haters.
Not sure why he's got sunglasses on. But he's been keeping a very, very close eye on this role. And this role is a crucial one, of course, because from providing a spark to being the engine that powers the second unit to locking down an offensive threat, any coach will tell you that a great sixth man is critical for success. To present this award, please welcome 2019-20 NBL Sixth Man of the Year, Jason Cadee. Let's have a look at our finalists.
Quat Noi, Sydney Kings. Angus Glover, Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Majok Deng, Tasmania Jack Jumpers.
The winner of the Sixth Man of the Year, Angus Glover from the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix.
If there's been one dependable weapon for the Phoenix, it's the shooting, composure and offensive punch from Angus Glover. The two-time NBL champion has delivered a career-best season in the Phoenix's league-leading offense. Glover's consistency and big moment impact have made him one of the most potent players. Congratulations, Sixth Man of the Year, Angus Glover. Congratulations to Angus. Well, each season, the NBL continues to rise at an incredible rate on and off the court. Under this next man's leadership, the NBL has seen impressive growth and expansion of its national and international profile. To share his vision for the future, please welcome NBL Group Executive Director, Larry Kesselman.
Good evening all.
What a room. How's the energy? Everyone's up and about. What a year it has been. I don't know about you, but I was actually a little bit exhausted just listening to everything that our team has actually been able to achieve this year. So congratulations to Dave and all of his team. The best way I think I can describe my feeling right now is pride. There's been a lot of feelings over the years. There's been a lot of ups, there's been a lot of downs, a huge amount of work, sweat, blood and tears. But when I stand here today and look around this room, the sense of pride is incredible. The only thing I can liken it a little bit is I'm a very proud father, I'm a very proud son, very proud husband. This is like my second family and my third family. The people that are in this room, I feel like I've now known for 20 years. There are some, like Greg O'Neill here, who was in basketball before I was in basketball. It's a family. You know, Eddie Maguire, we've got Jack Cohen, we've got Kylie here. This is much more than, it's not even, I can't even use the words business. It's much more than a business, it's much more than sport, it's much more than just a league. This is family to me and to my family. We absolutely bleed this league, this sport. We loved it. My mother and my family and my late father, we'd go to the Melbourne Tigers. Where is our hero, Andrew Gaze? Everyone's talked about him tonight. I won't miss an opportunity either. You're my hero, my friend. We love you. We love you. Is there anyone that doesn't love Andrew Gaze? Please tell me, put your hand up. Who here doesn't love? Everyone loves Andrew, and I'm no exception. So thank you for being such an incredible ambassador to this sport. And that's what this sport is. It's a family sport. It's something that's a wonderful product of entertainment and provides such wonderful guidance and such inspiration to so many. My joy comes at games. Of course, I love watching basketball, but quite frankly, I quite enjoy having a little look around and seeing those smiles on especially kids' faces. We were at the game on the Gold Coast, and there was a very proud father who was sitting next to me with his son, and his son ended up getting a basketball to take home. The best message I've received for the last month was from this father who said that his son actually slept with that ball. That's what this game means. So please know that what the commitment that you have from myself, from my team, from everyone that works tirelessly at NBL is you have our commitment to keep pushing, to keep growing, because this game deserves it. And this game is more united than ever. What Dave said is absolutely true. We've got here so many people that are now involved and people of such amazing caliber. Where this league has come to in the last 10 years is just nothing short of amazing. And not for 1 second do I stand here and say that everything has always been perfect or no mistakes have been made. But in the scheme of things, in 10 years, to be where we are is an absolute testament to everyone that has worked so hard to get us here. It's not just either myself or Dave or the people that have come before him like Jeremy and others. We have an incredible executive team now. But the club owners, I'd love everyone to please put your hands together. They have absolutely put this league on the map. The talent that is actually coming to this league because of how the league is run, but also how the clubs are run, and the momentum that we have and the growth that we're experiencing is something that all of the world is absolutely taking note. Our sport at grassroots has never been stronger. The biggest problem we have, and in some confusion, I a lot of the time get challenged on this topic, is that it's NBL's fault why there's not enough courts, and why is my kid playing at 10 o'clock at night, and how can we solve that problem? So that's an incredible problem to have that, again, I think as all of the sport as we come together will solve. So I want to thank Matt, who's here, John, who's the chairman, for working together, all the states that are here represented. We're a united sport, we're strong, we have a vision. We may need to take a breath this year, just a breath. Maybe not try to run 5 events or brand new events in 1 year. We might just take a breath and just do 1 or 2 new things. But I promise you what you have is a commitment from myself, from my family, from our team, who I want to say I think is the best executive team in sport. I really do. I'm so proud of them. I keep throwing stuff at them and see when they break, and they just keep going. So thank you to all of you. These awards are to celebrate what we do, to take a moment, to take a breath, to acknowledge everyone in the room, most of all our players. The game that we love and we watch, and you inspire the young generation that needs you more than ever in this crazy world that is just a little bit out of control all around. Sport has never been more important, and you as role models are the people that the youngsters look up to. So thank you to you. I think the players in the NBL and the WNBL are just wonderful role models. You really are. So thank you so much to all of you. I'll wrap this up by saying a very similar thing that I say every year, and I think people are actually starting to believe it, and that is, you have our full commitment and we have just begun. Thank you.
An incredible vision, Larry, and I think I can speak for half on the whole room. Thank you for everything that you do. Now it is time that we recognise basketball's favourite shot, the three-pointer of the year, presented by Mitsubishi Motors Australia. From game winners to logo threes, this season provided some jaw-dropping triples that shaped NBL26. Please welcome Sam White, General Manager of Marketing and Corporate Affairs. Let's take a look at the finalists. Sorry, no package for this one. Let's just go to the winner. The winner is Bryce Cotton from the Adelaide 36ers.
Good night. Bryce Cotton at the death. Same story, different jersey.
From deep beyond the arc, with ice in his veins and the game on the line. This year's three-pointer of the year goes to Bryce Cotton of the Adelaide 36ers.
We are the keepers of the flame, sharing our hopes of the future. We are the children of the light, keeping the whole fire burning bright. We'll make them see that this is a time.
Congratulations to Bryce. Well, we go from long range to above the rim. It's time for the Dunk of the Year, presented by Tangerine. Across this season, there were so many incredible slams that could have taken this one out. From 17-year veterans, Jesse Wagstaff, where are you? To the viral big men with the posters. And they just kept getting bigger and better. This award will be presented by Emma Pesamenti, Head of Marketing at Tangerine. And the winner is, from the New Zealand Breakers, Sam Menenga.
Menenga. Here goes the best highlight of the night.
This year's Tangerine Dunk of the Year was an end of the first half hammer, destined for the highlight reel. Congratulations to Sam Menenga, the Tangerine Dunk of the Year winner.
Well done to you, Sam. There is no NBL without its officiating crew. Our officials play a vital role in making sure that every second is played under even and fair conditions. It's a job that requires a sharp eye, incredible reactions, and it's fair to say, a healthy dose of patience. We thank the entire NBL officiating team for their work across this season. And to present the Referee of the Year, presented by Europcar, our wonderful partners, please welcome Managing Director Abdul Kambari. And our Europe Car Referee of the Year is Michael Aylan.
He created history, becoming the competition's all-time leader in games officiated with a whopping 950. A 10-time Referee of the Year, Michael has earned this with his unwavering integrity, strong reputation, and incredible professionalism. Congratulations, Michael Aylan.
Well done to you, Michael. And as he makes his way off stage, you might have seen in the milestone package earlier on, a huge milestone for Michael Aylan, 900 games officiated. So one more applause for Michael, please. Let's get back over to Kelsey, who's got our other MVP finalist, Bryce Cotton.
BC, 2 awards already. Do you have enough room in the bag on the way home?
If I don't, I'm gonna make some room.
Let's get to your season in a moment, but let's first recap Ignite Cup that has just been. Last night, obviously, maybe licking the wounds a little bit from the loss, but a great experience?
Yeah, it was a good experience. Obviously, it wasn't the result that we wanted, but, you know, we played hard, and sometimes you gotta give back to the community, so y'all welcome.
Look, you made quite a stir in the off-season when you moved from Perth. Well, actually, let's mention first, we didn't know if we were going to grace the courts of NBL again. We thought maybe we'd lost you. Then you moved from the Perth Wildcats to the Adelaide 36ers. Have you enjoyed the year? It looks like you're loving your basketball at the moment.
Yeah, that's what everybody back home told me. They just said it looked like I was enjoying the game again. It's been a lot of fun, and to be honest, I didn't know if I was coming back either in the off-season, but now I'm here, and y'all stuck with me for sure, so we ain't got to worry about that no more.
Just quickly, no regrets?
Yeah, no regrets.
Let's talk about your teammate, Zylan Cheatham. He was nominated for the MVP. He's up in the world of basketball as maybe the personality of our league at the moment. We saw his entrance to the Ignite Cup yesterday. What does he bring to you as a player? Just your relationship between you and Zylan, what is that?
I mean, he brings the energy, and he's cut from that cloth, so, you know, we both Arizona boys, so sometimes when the game's getting tough, we might give each other that look, but, you know, that's what Arizona do. He from Phoenix, but I'll forgive him for that. It's all right.
I asked KD about you. The other side of things.
The one thing that I respect about him is, even though we both trying to take each other's heads off, and every time we play, it's nothing but love off the court. You know, as y'all saw, we was talking and, you know, chopping it up, but that's what it is, and we're gonna be smiling right now, and then if we see each other in the playoffs, it's gonna be the same thing. So the same way he feel, I feel, but it's all love.
I have to finish this one with a little cheeky one. Playoffs are coming up. We know that you guys could feature heavily in it. Is there anyone you don't want to meet?
Nah, I don't care.
A little bit later on who is the MVP for this season, but it's now time to honour the standout performers with the all-NBL teams. If you're at home, remember the hashtag the Gazies to give us your thoughts. There's going to be a lot of thoughts about these, I'd imagine. To present the all-NBL first and second teams, please welcome three-time all-NBL first team member and 1991 NBL MVP. We see a bit of him across the season, Derek Rucker. Let's start with our all-NBL second team. And firstly, from the Tasmania Jack Jumpers, Bryce Hamilton. Next, from the Cairns Taipans, Jack McVeigh. Joining them, New Zealand Breakers star Parker Jackson Cartwright. our fourth member from the Sydney Kings, Xavier Cooks. And finally, from the Adelaide 36ers, Zylan Cheatham.
After an incredible debut NBL season, Bryce Hamilton of the Tasmania Jack Jumpers has been recognised in the All-NBL second team, alongside fellow imports Zylan Cheatham of the Adelaide 36ers and Parker Jackson Cartwright from the New Zealand Breakers. Cairns superstar Jack McVeigh earned selection for the first time since 2024, and Sydney Kings big man Xavier Cooks makes his third All-NBL second team after selections in 2022 and 2025. Congratulations to the players in the All-NBL second team.
A round of applause to all of you for your outstanding season. And now, the All-NBL first team. Let's start with Bryce Cotton from the Adelaide 36ers. Joining him, defensive machine John Brown III from South East Melbourne Phoenix. Next, from the Sydney Kings, Kendrick Davis. Christian Doolittle from the Perth Wildcats. And last but certainly not least, Nathan Sobey from the South East Melbourne Phoenix.
After incredible individual seasons, it is no surprise to see Adelaide's Bryce Cotton, Sydney's Kendrick Davis, and South East Melbourne's Nathan Sobey take their rightful place in the All-NBL first team. This is Cotton's 9th straight selection and a second for Davis and Sobey. Christian Doolittle from the Wildcats earns his first All-NBL first team honour, along with John Brown III from the Phoenix. Congratulations to the players selected in the All-NBL first team.
Congratulations to you all on such exceptional individual seasons. And please join me in another round of applause for our All-NBL first and second teams. We will now take a very short pause, and when we return, we move to the final 3 awards of the night, including who will take home the NBL26 MVP trophy.
Well, Angus Glover is just saying hello. Congratulations to 2 of his teammates.
Accepting his congratulations.
John Brown as well as Nathan Sobey for the All-NBL first team. But we have the best 6th man joining us while everyone else takes their last break before things really ramp up, by the way, because a couple of people there already in MVP form. Congratulations, best 6th man. How's it feel now? Because we were talking about it all season long, how close it would be.
It means a lot to be recognised by my peers all around the league. And yeah, it's kind of, obviously I've won championships and stuff as well, and they're the best of the best. But obviously that's what we strive for in this game. But to get an individual accolade and recognised by my peers, like I said, it means a lot as well, especially considering, I guess, what I've been through throughout my career.
2-time champion, Wollongong born and raised. I know, Angus was here shooting baskets at halftime with my daughter. You know, you're nicest. So it's just good to see you, man. Now tell me about the mentality, though. Your role, you could easily start like a lot of guys in the league, but you've accepted your role because that is what's best for the team at times, even though you might play starters minutes. Tell me about the mentality when it's like coming off the bench.
My mentality is the same every game. Just coming in, be aggressive. My role will change a little bit, I guess. Sometimes I'm coming in for, normally it's either Wes or Foxy, so my role can change from being a bit more aggressive if it's playing more on the wing, or facilitating a bit more to start, at least when I'm out there if I get Foxy. So just understanding what the team needs from me every game. I mean, it doesn't change too much. I kind of know what we do now. But yeah, it's just go out there, balls to the wall, play how I like playing.
As Derek Rucker rejoins us after giving out the All-NBL first teams. Glove, I spoke to you a little bit before, after you won the award, and you mentioned it just before here. You've been through more in the last 5 to 7 years than any young athlete will go through in terms of their entire career. And it seems like you still have moments like this of recognition, well-deserved, where you think, man, I've managed to get through all this. And you're nowhere near done. Does it still feel like that? You still have all these little moments?
Yeah, I mean, very happy with where I'm at now, but yeah, I guess there's still, for me, I feel like I've still got a lot left to give, a lot more improvement to go, and yeah, I feel like the best is in front of me, not behind me or current. So yeah, I just keep putting work in the gym, doing those things, and yeah, it would be nice to play at the same age as Sobes going right now.
And how do you handle this little break now? You guys have pretty much 9 days now until you go up against the Perth Wildcats. What have you done from a personal point of view to keep yourself sharp?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they gave us a couple of days off first, so yeah, that was nice, mental little refresh, and obviously we had our awards, the Phoenix Awards on Friday, awards here tonight, and back into the gym, basically ready to go, like just training for prepping for Perth, and yeah, starting to plan for that.
I asked your head coach, Josh King, what's the best shot for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix?
Nobody.
He said
nothing.
You guys can take a wide open shot within 6 seconds if you're open. What is it like? Because you got one of the best strokes in the league. And once we get our three-point contest next year, Pete, the Ignite Cup off extravaganza, gloves got to be in it.
Can you do it off the rack, though?
But what is it like?
Rack is harder, I will say that.
Thank you very much, I told you.
We've seen you heat up so much, man. Catch and shoot off the dribble, going right, going left. What is it like knowing you're playing for a coach in a system that rewards and encourages a bunch of threes?
He says go get buckets. So, I mean, yeah, obviously everyone knows Josh is a defensive-orientated coach, but he knows also you've got to put the ball in the hole. So if you go out and give your effort on the defensive end, rebound the ball, that's going to give the complete freedom on the offensive end. It's been an unbelievable season from the Phoenix. You're nowhere near finished. You've got massive goals to go and win a championship, and some people predicted you down the bottom in the way too early prediction. I don't know if you...
I hate them early predictions.
Hey,
I'm not doing them next year.
A lot of people did, which is why we're seeing everything pay off right now. But one teammate in particular just got the recognition outside of Sobes was John Brown III. He was put in the All-NBL first team, recognised by his peers. Now tell me, you would have known about his defensive reputation when he signed, but when was your first, like, oh crap, man, this dude's legit moment in practice?
The first day. We do zigzags every single day at practice, and normally we have our little partners we like going with, but...
Post a little bit?
In pre-season, JK was like, every time up and down, you got to change someone different, and got tagged with him early, and I'm like, oh God, this is brutal. This is kind of like, not a warm-up, but it's like the first drill of practice, and I'm like, I'm dead here. Like, so I knew what we were getting from the start, and I think obviously everyone got to see it first game when we took Cairns. He basically ran into the bench like 3 or 4 times, 6 steals.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was obviously just the start of the year that happened for him.
On that note, sometimes we wake up in the morning, we've all played in the league, and you're just a little bit tired, you're not feeling it, your ankle's hurting. But in your system at Southeast Melbourne, it doesn't look like you can afford to be down or flat or anything like that. How do you address that need to always be at a high level day in, day out?
I think what we do very well is like get away from the game as well. Like obviously you're there doing work in the morning. Like we train a lot, obviously, like every other team, but for us, like the prep that goes into our gym, we have great physios, great performance staff, everything like that. But one thing I think that we do really well at is actually getting away from the game mentally once we're done from practice that day, or if we're on the road, like having a mental day or something like that if we're on a long road stretch. So
I'll be having a mental day tomorrow, Damon.
We got
practice tomorrow, so
let me ask you.
For real?
Yeah, for real. But like I said, we've had some days off, so the body feels good, mentally feel refreshed, ready to go attack these finals.
Angus, let me ask you this one. You guys are the deepest team I feel in the whole of the top 6, right? You guys go 11 deep. 9 of you are averaging double-figure minutes. What is it like on the bench and in the locker room when guys are coming in and out every 3 or 4 minutes? It seems like everybody's happy for each other because that is a platoon system that not a lot of teams have the luxury of doing.
Yeah, I think next man up mentality we have regardless if everyone's playing or someone's out injured. Yeah, we just go attack. Like we feel like if we can gas ourselves in 3 to 4 to 5 minute spurts, we know the next person's doing the same. So we just want to celebrate their success as much as they're celebrating our success as well.
And Damon, I love the development you just showed there. You just diplomatically stated how much you hate over subbing, and you did it brilliantly in a big moment.
But it's
that
working
was
for
terrific.
him, though. But it's working for him.
How do you, everyone, and we talk about sacrifice it takes to win a championship. When you look around that locker room, as Damon said, you are a starting caliber player. You've gone on and been a big part of winning championships. Ian Clark has done that at the highest level possible. Wes Iwundu has played at the high. Nathan Sobey, all these guys. But to understand, you know what, it might not be my turn in this game. It might not be my turn in the next game. But when it is my turn, I'm going to be ready and take it and be happy for my teammate.
Yeah, for sure. I think one thing about our team is we define success by the championships, not our stats or anything like that. And that's kind of the mentality we have going into these finals. Obviously, we've done it all year. Whether it's myself not having a good game, I'm still going to wave the towel and support everyone else. Or I know the other guys have done the same this year. They're out. It's a group effort. And you know as well, come later in the season where there's injuries or big games that someone steps up, you're going to need all 12 or 13 of your guys at some point in the final series. So we know if we keep being ready, we'll be fine.
Well, we're going to let you get back to enjoying the night, but I do want to say, have you managed to go on social media and seen the picture they used? That's a stitch up. That's a stitch
I haven't yet.
You're very well groomed today. You've looked after the beard in that photo. I was like, come on, man, he's had a lot better.
If it's the same that it was when I walked up, yeah, that was bad on my behalf. Let the beard grow out a little bit before the awards this week, so that's my fault, really.
Hey, Glove, congratulations, best sixth man. I think you're a fan favourite for many reasons, and we love seeing you succeed. You're going to have a big part of the finals, we know. Go enjoy it with the rest of your team. We'll let you go and have a good season.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Good man, Glove.
Great job, Angus.
Ruck, shift over because we've got a lot to talk about in terms of that all-NBL first and second team, which, by the way, didn't know that Derek Ruck was getting on stage. I'm not sure whether that was part of the rundown. What do we think? Are we happy with that? Because you won't be happy with it for a reason. There was no JaVale McGee.
Oh, look, you know what? This subjective process, like I said, coaches and captains vote, and it's what they determine. Like, my team would have been different. Like, I have 4 of the top 5 in the first team. I didn't have John Brown III in my first team. I had him in my second team. I didn't have Jack McVay. I didn't have Bryce Hamilton. I didn't have Parker Jackson Cartwright. That's just me, though. But them guys are extremely worthy of it because they've had phenomenal individual seasons. So I'm glad they're getting recognized for it. Like I said, this is what things we got to understand, Derek. There's no right or wrong answers in these things.
And just being up there with both of those teams and presenting the awards, as we're walking off, I'm looking around like, damn, these dudes are really good basketball players. They have great size, and they have an aura about them that you feel being in their presence. And that first team, it's good to see the potential defensive player of the year be recognized because that's something that doesn't happen a lot in the NBL. So I'm happy with the 5. I had McVay in, as you guys know. I had McVay instead of Brown III, but it's a great team.
I had Jack McVay in mind for the same reason over John Brown III because he's been outstanding. I love that we talk about what it takes to win and the defensive end because we mentioned on overtime, 3 weeks ago. 50% of the game is played on the other end of the floor, and it might not be pretty at times, albeit I think John Brown III, as physical as he can be, he's going to get away with it because of the way that he starts the game. With the first game against Kansas, Angus Glover mentioned, we've got to start rewarding this end of the ball.
And we've seen other defensive players in the league over the years. I think of Justin Simons when he played for the Sydney Kings. But something about John Brown III, he plays defense with an enthusiasm. The one game that he was mic'd up, that was the best thing that gave us an insight into how he actually thinks, how he talks to his teammates, how he carries himself. He has made, in the words of Andrew Gaze, he's made defense sexy. And you need a guy, especially in this particular team that they have, that run up and down and shoot 40, 50 threes a game. You need one guy that goes, my man ain't got to, he won't score. You ain't got to worry about my guy. So good on John Brown. I'm glad that his peers also valued the same thing.
Well, we know what he can do from a physical perspective when he's on the floor. But because of his physicality and the high energy and always just being a menace, he drains other teams mentally. because you always have to be concerned about his presence. Where is he? Is he coming from behind? What's he doing? And I think that's another part of being a great defensive player in the manner that John Brown is that probably doesn't get discussed.
And I think it's another reason why I'm all for the shift around the world for a positionless all NBL team. If you're one of the best players that's recognized by your peer, it doesn't matter if you're a center, a power forward, a point guard, you will be rewarded. Let's give some love to Bryce Hamilton for the recognition, because he goes down with a devastating injury that really put the dagger in the hopes of the Tasmania Jack Jumpers. Called it from Vegas, Summer League. I had random people, scouts, coaches around the world saying Tasmania got a superstar, and boy, were they correct.
We saw it immediately. He didn't, some of the reports, it takes him a few games, even a few months to feel comfortable in the league. And normally the Tasmania Jack Jumpers, who play a real methodical style of play, the imports don't tend to really blaze away and really stand out all that much. But Bryce Hamilton, you could already tell, man, that dude fit into the Jackie system, which is not easy to do, and he still was unguardable and so oftentimes. So I had him in my first team had he not suffered that injury. That was a heartbreaker for me, but look, I'm glad that he was still rewarded for all the work that he's done.
Let me tell you right now, he's one of the more talented players in the competition, obviously, but this is only 75% of what his future looks like. He still is a young professional. He doesn't really know what he's doing out there yet. He doesn't know when to score the basketball, really how to score the basketball to help his team win basketball games. And that's not a knock. That's just inexperience. He'll gain that experience, whether it's here in the NBL, NBA Summer League, or somewhere else around the world. Watch this guy when he's 26, 27. If he is not in the NBA, he is going to be a significant player in the NBL, like MVP level, or another league around the world where he's a top 5 player.
We also don't see it too often when imports come in, young professionals who haven't really been overseas for a long time to understand what it takes to succeed away from family in a different environment. It took him no time, as you said, and I think we take that for granted because it doesn't happen. We've seen some high-level imports be signed, and we're sitting there for 5, 6 weeks in thinking it'll click soon, they'll understand how it's officiated, they'll understand how it's played. It took him no time at all.
And we got to give Scott Roth credit for this because he recruits on character. So straight away, any import that shows up in Tasmania, you can already tick that box. This guy will not be a locker room problem.
Damon, look at him. I told you Scott ain't about socializing. He wants to go home and watch some video. He's like, come on, I got a task.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
He wants to get after it.
But he's knocked out of the park every import every single year. First year, I think back to Josh Majette. I think back to Josh Adams. He gets him to the championship straight away. I mean, look, so I wasn't surprised when Bryce Hamilton showed up. The guy was going to be a high character guy.
Man, shout out Josh Majette as well. I think the Tasmania Jack Jumpers posted something on socials. He was so important to building the foundation of what the Tasmania Jack Jumpers are. We cannot take that for granted. Jack McVeigh, the Cairns Taipans, decimated by injuries. We thought they were going to be able to go all the way at the start of the preseason when they said, we're going all in. We want to be treated like the big teams. At times when he had to play a lone hand, we could see the frustration starting to boil over, but he didn't stop. He never quit, and he continued to put up numbers, and well-deserving of an All-NBL second.
He was great this season, and the only reason he's not first team, Damon, is because his team was hurt and banged up. If Wardenberg is in that lineup, they're going to win more games, and McVeigh possibly could have been more efficient, and he already had, statistically speaking, his best season in the league.
Jack McVeigh, after he won the championship with Tasmania Jack Jumpers, when he hit that one shot in Game 4, which is incredible, he then goes to NBA. Summer League, makes the Houston Rockets. He clawed his way into the Australian Boomers team. So this guy plays with a different kind of a, passion might not be the word, he plays with a gratitude that only brings out the best in him. All you got to do is follow him on his socials to see what this guy is about and what drives him. So Adam Ford, credit to 40, because how does a Jack McVeigh, who could have went anywhere in the world, how does he end up in Cairns? He had a million reasons to sign in Cairns. He had a million reasons, but he wanted to play for a guy that understood him, and 40 and him are a great match.
And he had a million reasons. He's wearing a T-shirt on a black tie event. So as much as we love Jack McVeigh, that is unacceptable.
Never changed.
But up on the stage, after I presented his second team All-NBL award, he said to me, this is not enough. And I respect that. Some people will say, oh, he's being selfish. No. If you want to be great, and you're trying to be the leader now. He's trying to be the #1 guy on his team, a championship team, and lift the Taipans. That's got to be your mindset.
All right, I'm going to throw you two on the spot right here because Jack McVeigh, with their season done and dusted, he's in recruitment mode out there. He's talking to a lot of players now, albeit you might not know the contract status of everybody off the top of our head this late in the awards night especially. Who do you want to see him recruit to play alongside him to get the best out of said player and Jack McVeigh?
Well, we can't talk. All the imports out there right now, if I'm not mistaken, are pretty much stitched up.
No. You can talk imports if you want. They're not all stitched up.
Because I'm thinking he needs to play with a guard that can really facilitate. Now, that's no knock to Andrew Andrews, but he's a scoring guard, and sometimes them two, it was a little bit patchy. If I'm Jack McVeigh, I'm tapping Sam Meninga on the shoulder like this. I know you was in Cairns before, but you wasn't there when I was there. What can we do?
Okay, I'm going out of it here, out of the box, outside the square. I'm going to color outside the lines. I'm going to Japan, and I'm getting Keanu Pinder.
Oh, wow.
Keanu back to Cairns.
Hey,
That's my move.
I like it because those two would be a fun. You know where I'm going?
Where?
Milton Doyle.
Oh, that's nice too. I like that. I like the Milton Doyle fit.
I like the Milton Doyle fit. They won a championship together. That'd be fun. We've seen some incredible athletes. We mentioned Carlin Davison, but Zylan Cheatham, well-deserved recognition as well. All-NBL second team. He is an excitement machine every time he steps onto the floor.
And we saw Zylan when he was in New Zealand Breakers. We saw him probably being a little bit more offensively aggressive as soon as he showed up, because you got to remember, Montrezl Harrell was in that team at the start of the season. Things didn't work out. In comes Zylan, and everybody went, uh-oh. But he came in there, and we did not know about his leadership qualities. We didn't know, Derek, that he could almost command a huddle and get everybody's respect. We know what he could do on the floor on both ends. And right now, he led the league in defensive rebounding. He's just one of those guys that's a perfect complement to Bryce Cotton, who wasn't even, we didn't know that Bryce was going to be there neither, really, did we?
No.
But them two work so well together, so I'm happy that he's having some success, and he's a big chance to go all the way.
Yeah, and he's going to be pivotal now as the Sixers try and make this run. I really believe he must be about a 15-point-per-game scorer now. He needs to be more selfish, looking for his own opportunities out of the short roll, out of rotations. And in the offseason, his project is to become a better three-point shooter.
To be honest, I don't think he knows how good he could really be.
That's a great point.
I don't think, because we see that offensive mindset of Zylan Cheatham at times, and we think, you could average 25 a night if you really wanted to. Continue to work on that outside shot. We're getting closer and closer to the all-important big-time awards. So let's go through them very quickly here before we throw it back to Jack and Kelsey. Are we just so locked away with John Brown III for best defensive player?
Now that Bull Quall is injured?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, had Bull Quall stayed and played all the season out, I would have been torn, but I still would have went with JB3. But now that Bull Quall is out, I can't see how he cannot win this award.
And just the fact that he was included in the first team All-NBL, it means that his peers thought a lot of him, Damon. And why did they think a lot of him? Because of the fact they know he is the best defensive player in the league. That's why he's going to win the award.
And I think the fact that it's named after Damian Martin, who really personified what it meant to play defense. And people were saying, well, John Brown III gets away with hacking, he's extra physical. You ever got to play against Damian Martin? But that's what he did. And when it's not a switch that you just flick on in a game, you're allowed to get away with it a little bit more. And I think he uses it to his advantage perfect. The fact that it's named after Damo, the way that he plays defense, it is a match made in heaven.
I was in the league with Mike Kelly, was defensive player, and Darnell Mee. I caught Adam Gibson's early rookie year, and I thought, oh, God, it's about time for me to get out of here. So those guys do get a little bit, Derek, of favor from the rest because they're consistent. Now, anybody that's whinging about it, I say to them, you need to harden up.
And what will be interesting is if next season John Brown comes back and we get a healthy Will Magnay. Now you've got a real challenge because I had Magnay probably third, and that's with him missing a good portion of the season.
And this is why we need an all-defensive team, Pete.
Correct.
We're going to have to do it next
Not
week on
just
overtime.
one guy. We need a team of 5.
Yes.
I think we need it here. I know we talked about it
Absolutely.
on overtime, but next year we need to have an all-NBL defensive team because we are spoiled for choice. When everybody's healthy, Bull Quall, Will Magnay, they'll be in there. Tyson Walker, another one who's been phenomenal. Coach of the year then, what are we thinking? Because again, another one that I would be more than happy if they shared it for numerous reasons on both sides. But where are we?
This is tight. I think winning 17 of your last 19 trumps everything else. You can talk about expectations. No one thought Southeast Melbourne were going to do anything. But in my opinion, when you go 17-2 in this league, that speaks volumes. And I just think Brian Goorjian wins it by about 5%.
And not just 17-2, Derek, as awesome as that is.
Yeah.
He did it without major pieces. He went with 2 imports at one stage. Tim Suarez was kind of up and down for a little while. Xavier Cooks, as I said earlier, he was going through a patch. Everybody was like, what's going on with Xavier Cooks? Kendrick Davis was the one constant. Brian Goorjian unleashed McQuatch Malawatch.
Yep.
Unleashed him, because we was all going, hey, Jalen Galloway's still on the team, right? Tyler Robertson, he comes off the bench, and all of a sudden, he's a key contributor. Delhi goes out. Brian just finds a way, and I feel like the pivotal moment of the season was when they went to Adelaide, and it was all that venom about Kendrick. And Brian went in there, and apparently that pregame talk he gave them dudes sent goosebumps down everybody's arm, because Brian, at his core, is a fighter. And he says, what, us against them? Let's go, let's ride this out. And now I feel like ever since then, they've been like this.
And Hools, I love the fact that roles have been clarified, defined, and applied, and you see players thriving in their roles. Galloway was a little bit loose through the first half of the season. That's different. Dellavedova was on the ball early in the season, gets hurt, comes back, performs better than he did earlier in the season. His role is defined now. Xavier Cooks, perfect role for him now. All those types of things are very difficult for a head coach on a team laden with a lot of talent. Bull Quall also. Goorjian resurrected him to being a great two-way player before Bull Quall goes down with an injury.
Another one I think is going to be tough because neither coach deserves to lose. They both got fascinating, big resumes behind them. All right, so the MVP, we're getting very close to finding out right now. I know I got your tip before. I think we need to give a bit of love very quickly to Bryce Cotton to be able to change teams and still have arguably an even bigger impact statistically, the way he did it with the assists and everything. Steals, doing all of that. Greatness is special, man.
Bryce Cotton this year went more solely point guard. We saw him in Perth with Ty Webster playing the point. We saw him playing the point before with Damian Martin. This year, he was a sole PG, and he still led the league in assists. He still got his shots as well. He found a perfect balance of being himself and bringing his teammates in.
Yeah, it was a great season. And again, some people are arguing that it was Bryce Cotton's best year as a pro in the NBL. I'm not sure about that, but I think he did enough this season, Pete, to get number 6.
Well, who's going to be the MVP at the after party? Because that's going to start straight after. And you can't say Leonard Cloven because it's the easiest answer.
It ain't going to be me, that's for damn sure.
You got to look at some of those guys on the non-playoff teams.
The New Zealand Breakers have been partying for way too long. I tell you what, we're getting very close right now. We're going to start to go heat up our meals that we missed out on in the microwave somewhere. Coach of the Year, Best Defensive Player in the MVP. Back to you, Jack and Kelsey.
Welcome back to the Andrew Gaze MVP Awards night here at Crown. For those of you who are in the room, we could ask if you could please take your seats as quickly as you possibly can. We appreciate that you've been with us right throughout the night. The good news is that we are now just moments away from crowning our Coach of the Year and, of course, the one that you've all been waiting for, the NBL26 MVP. We've heard from Bryce, we've heard from Kendrick, and very shortly we are going to have our answer. And reminder for those of you here as well, Kels, the party continues after the awards finish as well.
Absolutely it does. But before we get to all of that, Jack, it's a special brand of player who prioritises stopping their opposition. They possess a relentlessness, unselfishness, and a drive to ruin someone's day or night. And the finalists for this next award have certainly given the best scorers headaches all season. To present the award, please welcome the 2009 winner of the Defensive Player of the Year, Adam Gibson. Let's take a look at the finalists.
John Brown III, Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Tyson Walker, Melbourne United. Will Magnay, Tasmania Jack Jumpers.
And the winner of the Damian Martin Defensive Player of the Year from the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix is John Brown III.
John Brown III has been a defensive heartbeat for the Phoenix. Relentless, physical, and incredibly versatile, Brown has proven time and time again he can guard multiple positions and shut down the best scorers. Consistently making a crucial play, forcing turnovers, protecting the rim, rebounding, and setting the tone for his team has earned him the Damian Martin Trophy as the best defensive player.
I know it's a lot of hate going on out there, but I'm going to just say this once. Go Phoenix.
Congratulations to John Brown III, our Defensive Player of the Year.
Was that on the rundown?
It wasn't, but I love to run with the flow. Let's take a look at the final part of our awards ceremony. We have arrived at the final awards, and both share a name synonymous with greatness. We speak of a father-son legacy that set records, built the standard, and whose contribution is etched into the special history of Australian basketball. To present the Lindsay Gaze Coach of the Year and his namesake trophy, please welcome to the stage two-time NBL champion, seven-time NBL MVP, 14-time NBL scoring champion, Australian Sport Hall of Famer, the GOAT, Andrew Gaze.
Good job, Jack.
Well, thanks. Nice to see you.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
This wasn't part of the questions, but I have to address it straight up. There's a significant amount of love in the room for you tonight, as there should be, but a few shout-outs, a few people saying, Larry said that you're his favourite player and he loves you and all that sort of stuff. How do you stay so humble?
Well, it's easy because I live in a family that I'm by myself tonight, so unfortunately they weren't able to make it, so they keep me very, very grounded. And you know, I do a bit in the media, and today I said that I'm coming to the Gazies, and I got all these text messages that they thought that there's some sort of shoe convention because of the Magnificent Gaze shoe basketball brand. It's available in discount department stores if you haven't, if you're not aware of it. It's a high quality, highly affordable shoe as well. So there is those types of things that just keep you grounded, and you know, but it's incredibly humbling to be here and to be acknowledged, and I certainly don't take it for granted. And it is a little embarrassing when you see some of the superstars that deserve just as much recognition as I do in this audience. So it is a little humbling, but it's I'm very, very grateful.
Just on the Gazies, read the room. This is a Reebok room tonight.
Well, that's true. And, well, it's a little awkward because we have some wonderful sponsors here. The Gazies are in one of the opponents' shops, but they came out to do a terrific job, though. They're fantastic, and appreciate all the support that they have provided over a very, very long period of time. So it's fantastic.
That is what's called a make good right there. That's what that is.
Not at all.
The season itself, pretty remarkable. I mean, you get the best seat in the house for a lot of these games. You've been on the road a lot this year. I know it's a really easy, generic kind of thing to say, but the standard just raises every year, doesn't it?
No, it's amazing. A lot of stories along the way, and we're so blessed to have so much talent available. And you sit there, and it's hard not to compare back to an era when we used to play. And it is the athleticism, the talent, the professionalism, the facilities. It is just it's marvellous, and just incredibly envious of the opportunity that these players have these days to have a chance to perform in front of so many people who love the game so much, and the adulation and support to have a chance to achieve your goals and be loved and respected like they are, it's full credit to all the teams, as mentioned, all the owners, and certainly with Larry and what he's able to do to put together a program that's really becoming the envy of a lot of the sports, and it's a competitive environment out there. But right now, for what we stand for, the values that we have, and the athletes that represent this great sport, we have just been incredibly blessed.
That's why we love him, isn't he? Fantastic.
No, I mean it.
That was good. Just before we get to our awards, now you are here to present your dad's award tonight as well, the Lindsay Gaze Coach of the Year. But the one question that is on everyone's lips here tonight and at home as well, on the way here from your palatial little abode in the Bayside suburbs of Melbourne, did you, in the Mitsubishi Outlander, swing through Hungry Jack's?
Of course I did. My word, I did. Well, wouldn't you be rude if you're not? I'm surprised that I thought the main meal was going to be a Whopper. So I'm just surprised at that. Larry needs to up the game a little bit and get some, maybe throw a little fries. They have this wonderful Korean chicken number that they're running with now. It's a special. So I strongly recommend you get out there and tuck into the Hungry Jack's. And gee whiz, we're lucky. And I know a lot of the players here are very, very fortunate to be able to drive some of the product. And what Mitsubishi have done, it used to be the Mitsubishi Challenge. They're still with us. They've been with us for a very, very long period of time. And my glory-filled days, can they build cars? They are just spectacular automotive stuff. These suckers drive themselves. If you haven't had them, I mean, you just get in that car and somehow or other you push it and that sucker takes you to where you want to go. It's incredible.
I promise that wasn't rehearsed. I promise.
No, it certainly wasn't. It's you know what it is? It's a lived experience, and we thank you, Rob, from Mitsubishi. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful.
That's pretty good. No, I know, I've got one as well. Drew, your dad couldn't be here with us tonight, obviously, so we are delighted to have you representing the family up here this evening to present the Lindsay Gaze Coach of the Year Award, which recognises leadership, preparation and performance across the unrelenting twists and turns of the NBL season. So let's take a look at our two finalists.
Josh King, South East Melbourne Phoenix. Brian Gorgon, Sydney Kings.
Yeah, and the winner is, and I spent some time with my dad on Saturday, and we were talking about the awards coming up, and he said, you know, if ever they got sick of me, if ever they needed to change it, that this is the guy I'd love to have this award named after, and I speak of the legend himself, Brian Gorgon.
A leader, a motivator, and one of the most respected figures in the game. This year's Coach of the Year is Brian Gorgon of the Sydney Kings. This season saw Gorge become the winningest coach in Australian professional sports history, with more than 586 wins across 850 games. Congratulations to a coaching legend and true titan of the NBL. Brian Gorgon, winner of the Lindsay Gaze Trophy for Coach of the Year.
Brian, congratulations. The reaction, I watched you from when your name was read out, you walked all the way here. You're now a 7-time Coach of the Year, but I think this one means a little bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. One is we all love Andrew. The essence of a man is his son, and my father here is his father, Lindsay Gaze, and that's Lindsay. So means a great deal. I guess I always think the Coach of the Year is the ultimate team award, because coaching, there's no one in this room, any of the coaches I'm out coaching. It's about selection of people. and it's about relationships. And I want to thank my owners, Paul Smith and Robin Denholm, our owners, and the relationships and the team that we have. You can't do it without great players, and this team, as we said when I was talking about Kendrick, as far as a group of guys, I haven't had a better group, and you can't win without great players and good people.
So you won your first Coach of the Year in 1992. Your last one after that was 2009. As we stand here, it's now 2026. The distance between the first all the way through to the one today is incredible. I don't think we'll ever see anything like that. What keeps you going? What drives you year in, year out?
I think a huge part for me in staying involved in the game has been change. And the opportunity playing in the NBL, I was one of the first after the Beijing Olympics to get an opportunity to go coach in China, and have been in rooms like this with the Chinese national team, Chinese club teams, the Philippines, Japan, Korea, and constant change, constant environments of uncomfort. And around people like you get a realization of how big and how popular our game is. And, we played in the Philippines in front of 55,000 people, Korea, China. This region is going to be great in basketball. And I want to thank Larry Kesselman as well. I was constantly, during that time when I left, this was at a real low, and uncomfortable, wondering if you're going to survive, if the league's going to survive, and going and being overseas and watching what's gone on over the last 10 years, all the imports saying to you, man, I want to play over there. I hear it's great. It's really going. The Boomers are going. The national team's going. Your junior programs. So a credit to everybody in this room. A credit to all the owners. It's an incredible league, an incredible honor for the award, and I'm humbled.
Just lastly, this team, you keep talking about this team, this Sydney Kings team that you have this year. There feels like there's something special with this group. What is it? We don't get to see it day in, day out. We only see them when they take the floor. But what is a Monday to Friday like with this group, and why is it so special?
You get in, and again, I've been involved in a lot of teams, and the older you get, I feel like the strength or what are you good at? I feel I'm pretty good at selection of people, and it's taken a little while. And it always is when you start in a new organization, in a new team, picking the right, you can't do it with the right ownership. You can't do it with the right office. And then you get in that gym and when you walk in the door, is there somebody that you're uncomfortable with or somebody that just, it's not right. And every day you go in the gym, at my age, this is great, the games are great, but it's more about being around the young. It's being around people you enjoy and people you care about. And people, if I'm around in another 10 years or 15 years, you walk down that beach after a championship and you see them and you go, man, it was something special. And I've coached guys now that are in their 60s, in their 50s, and to see through this sport what kind of men they've become, what kind of fathers they've become, what they're doing with their lives is something that I know all of us coaches, you were a part of that, and that's much more important than the basketball.
You've already taken the chance to say a few thank yous, but the floor is yours if you would like to say anything further.
I think I'm pretty much done, like everybody said. Just thank you. I thank everybody at the Kings, all the players, again, the ownership, office, and Larry, the people at the NBL, and just honestly saying this, the respect I have for the players in this game and what the NBL has become. And again, I was in the NBL in 1979 at the first final, and there was 500 people at Albert Park. and to see this has transpired to, and I know you all know, and I think it's been said prior to me coming in, we're involved in the greatest sport in the world. And yeah, I could go on. That's enough. Thank you very much. Thank you.
A very, very worthy winner and a very special one. The Gorgians and the Gays, two families that are very, very close. And now the moment that we have all been waiting for. It is the Andrew Gaze Trophy for the Hungry Jacks NBL Most Valuable Player. To present the award alongside the GOAT, please welcome the chairman of Hungry Jacks and a great of this league in his own right, Mr. Jack Cowan. But before we announce the winner, let's just take one last look back at our two MVP finalists.
Bryce Cotton, Adelaide 36ers. Kendrick Davis, Sydney Kings.
And the winner of the Most Valuable Player Award is Bryce Cotton from the Adelaide 36ers.
Great job, mate. You've done a great job. You and Kelsey are on fire. It's been good.
Bryce Cotton continues to define greatness. In his first season with the 36ers, Cotton has claimed his 6th MVP. Season after season, he finds new ways to elevate his game, combining elite scoring, relentless competitiveness, and a flair for the big moments. Whether it's taking over games or delivering in crunch time, Cotton remains an unstoppable force. Leading his team in scoring, setting new career highs in assists and steals, and playing more minutes than anyone. In his 10th season, Bryce Cotton again dominated. His consistency, professionalism, and winning mindset have made him one of the most respected figures. And with his latest honour, his legacy only grows stronger. Congratulations, Bryce Cotton, winner of the Andrew Gaze Trophy for Most Valuable Player.
Bryce, congratulations. I think one thing's for certain, you've got a few teammates who are pretty keen to celebrate with you after this, so we won't hold you for too long. But, I mean, MVP number 6, we heard it in the package now. You're a very humble man, but what does this mean to you to do it 6 times now with a different team, different teammates, different environment, a lot of change this time around? What does this one mean?
It means I wish Bogut didn't get it in 2019. No, I'm just messing. Honestly, it's amazing, man. Like, I never take any of these awards for granted. We play in one of the best leagues in the world outside the NBA, and going to a new team, a new environment, it's something I needed. My coaching staff, to the front office, GK, Matt Weston, Nick, like, everybody's amazing. And then my teammates, like, they know how quiet I am, but once I get comfortable, you know, I open up a little bit, and you know, we've been vibing ever since. So, and special shout out to my dog, Marco. Always Marco.
I couldn't help but notice that there was quite a long chat with the GOAT over there. You're within one now, which is a talking point for a lot of people of how close that you'll get. just to be in that same neighbourhood now as Andrew Gaze. What does that mean to you?
We just two Big East boys, ain't that right? That's right. So we're going to keep it at that.
You don't talk a lot about legacy, but you are building something pretty amazing now. Do you ever stop to think about what you've achieved and what else you want to achieve?
I mean, I do. In the off seasons, I think about it a lot. I think for me, when I was coming out of high school, I graduated with no scholarships from a D1 or D2. Didn't know if I was going to go to college, and Providence offered a scholarship, 5 days before school started. And I got a big faith in God, and it was kind of ironic for me because Providence, by definition, means God's care of his creatures. So I felt like that was God letting me know to stay on the path of my journey. So as much as I think the coaches and all that, without God, none of this would have been possible.
You spoke about it with Kelsey a little bit earlier on, the off-season. You were the biggest story of the off-season, whether you were leaving, who you were playing for. You decided to stay here, and we're very thankful that you did, and you chose Adelaide. But the conversations that were going on and the thoughts going through your mind, how challenging was that to work out what to do next?
I mean, it was crazy because, for the first time in probably 6 or 7 years, I was a free agent. I had never been a free agent before. Coming off of my best season at the time in my life, I wanted to take the time to basically sort out my options, and with a little bit of help from my old team, I was able to take all the time I needed. And luckily, Adelaide came through the blue, and I have no complaints at all. I love where I'm at.
What's different this year compared to other years? What's different about Bryce Cotton in NBL26?
Same movie, different year. Just got on a different jersey, but honestly, man, like me being in Adelaide, it's been amazing. Like you take away the basketball, the city, it fits me and my family's, basically our personalities. We don't really go out much. It's a laid-back city, and it's given us everything that we needed, from a breath of fresh air, meeting new people, and just being in a new environment. And even though I don't like dogs, you know what I'm saying, we ended up getting a dog, so we really doing stuff new. So yeah, shout out to our dog Domino.
Is this what you talk about when you talk about getting out of your comfort zone, buying a dog?
I didn't do it. I came home and I seen a dog in the house, so that wasn't up to me.
Well, on that note, the NBL's home for you. Australia's now home and has been for a while. Can we start to properly call you Aussie Bryce now?
Y'all can call me whatever y'all want.
I'll tell you what we can call you, and that is a 6-time MVP. I'm sure that you've got some people that you'd like to thank, so the floor is yours.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate again, like I said, my coaching staff, man, and my teammates, like, I really rock with y'all heavy. As I told y'all before, this is the most I've ever talked to any of my teammates any year in the NBL. So, like, that goes to show a long way how much I rock with y'all. Mike, I know you from Utah. You were a big reason why I decided to come to Adelaide. So, as I told you before, through thick and thin, whether we at the highs, we the lows, I'm rocking with you all the way through. You've shown me nothing but support. That's what I'm going to do with you. And then, again, Marco, my dog, man, like, hey, hermano por vida, for life. But everybody, man, like Z, Nick, John, like, I know you new around here, but it's like I don't take to people quite often, but it's like I really rock with y'all heavy, and I appreciate y'all accepting me for how I am. So I want to thank y'all, and then for my mom and a couple people back home in Tucson. I know y'all watching this streaming. So Mom and Kim, Christian, LJ, and Sherry, I want to say thank y'all for the support that y'all give me. Y'all set alarms to wake up at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. just to watch my games, whether it's a good game, bad game, we blow a team out or we get blown out. Y'all show me so much love, so thank you. And then to my wife, Rach, man, you allow me to do everything and do what I need to do every day, taking care of my body. You take care of our little one, and I just get to be the cool dad, so I appreciate you for everything that you do. And I don't take it for granted. And then just going back to you guys, I love this league, man. I love it. It's one of the best leagues in the world, like I said, and I don't take it for granted. And I know a lot of us is getting ready for playoffs. And I always say this when I end it, but for real, let's enjoy the night, let's have some fun, and then we're gonna be back to business. Kendrick, I know you wanna bust my ass, and it's all love, but hey, let's enjoy the night. Drinks on me.
take advantage of the drinks being on, Bryce. I know I certainly will. Congratulations to you, Bryce, and what a season and what a night it has been. Thank you all for joining us here at the Gazies to celebrate the very best of the best and a season to remember. To the players, coaches and clubs, we wish you the very best of luck for the upcoming playoffs.
And to finish off the night, and before Bryce shouts the bar here at Crown, I'd like to ask everyone to charge their glass and raise a toast to the winner of the 2026 Andrew Gaze Most Valuable Player Award, Bryce Cotton. Good night.